What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, with us coming up on Capricorn season, I figured we would do a monthly check-in spread. And this is just kind of see where you're at and get you prepared and kind of settled in for the energies to come. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling good, just good vibrations all around, Aries. Now with this monthly check-in spread, I'm going to be pulling 9 cards and doing clarification as need be. And of course, a good old surprise card at the end, Aries, so don't you worry. And in case y'all were curious, because I'm debuting another new one today, this is the Tarot of the Divine deck. And this one is inspired by folklores, deities, and fairy tales from all around the world. So I've been enjoying it so far, and hopefully you will too. And I've included a link down in the description box below with this deck and other decks that I like using as well. So check that out if you're interested, Aries. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to represent your current self. So higher self, where is Aries at currently on their journey? You know, where is Aries at this month? What kind of energy is Aries bringing? Let's see what's going on in Aries world. Oh, yeah, okay. Nice, Aries. The Empress. I love it. Because the Empress for me, let me calm down. Hold on, girl. Because the Empress and I, we have a tight relationship. Ever since like my first deck, it's been unreal. But with the Empress, I feel like with where you're at right now, I feel like we're in a good place. I feel like maybe we've been really kind of focusing on self-care, you know, really kind of taking care of ourselves, you know, making sure that we're all aligned, kind of like mind, body, and spirit here, because that's what the Empress is here for me. You know, she's a very nurturing, very abundant, very fertile figure, you know. And I will say, just as a quick little sidebar here, just because she popped up, you know, she is one of my fertile cards here. So if we're looking for babies, you know, awesome. If not, let's be mindful. But I feel like we're just in a really good place right now. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And if not, you know, maybe this is kind of time with the Empress popping up here. It might be something where it's like, hey, Aries, maybe you've been working too hard. Maybe you've been, you know, we've been grinding and we just haven't had a time to just like take care of ourselves, you know, have a spa day, or, you know, go take a bath, you know, kick back and chill, getting your lazy boy, you know, however that looks for you, Aries. But I like that, you know, starting off here, that's some great energy to bring, Aries. So let's keep it moving. Let's get to your second card here, which is going to be the theme of the month. So higher self, what is the theme of the month for Aries? Let's see, how is this month kind of shaping up? You know, what can, you know, what's this month got in store for Aries here? Let's see what's, oh, come on, hands. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I'm with it. You got the Death card here. So Aries, definitely rest up, because we have a transformation to come in. And that's not to, don't panic, you know, because the Death card is really, it's a good card here. This is Scorpio's card. And, you know, this is about, just about kind of like embracing the newness of you. You know, you're going through a metamorphosis right now. And what's going to come out of this thing is going to be fantastic. But if we look at this thing, like how she's, you know, she's kind of creeping around here, and it looks like there's a skeleton on behind this curtain here. If we treat death with fear, and, you know, we're kind of apprehensive and kind of resist this energy, then that's just going to make that transformation all the more hard. It's going to get it gets uncomfortable, and it's a whole mess, Scorpio. But if we learn to work with this energy, you know, and absolutely, Empress, while we're doing it, Aries, this is going to be, I feel like this has the potential to be a very smooth transformation here. You know, that's I personally like that. So let's Let's move on to your third card here, which is going to be some goals to focus on at this time. So higher self, what is a key goal that Scorpio should be, oh excuse me, Scorpio, Aries should be let's try that again. What key, I can't talk. Higher self help. What is the key goal for Aries to pursue at this time? Okay, there we go. I'm almost there, Aries. Okay. So you got the Five of Wands in reverse here. You know what that was, Aries? I was sensing the Scorpio in your chart. You know, maybe some of you got Scorpio in your chart. You like that? I'm rolling with it. But let's get back to this. Because with the Five of Wands, I feel like the goal for the month is to kind of, it's in this, in reverse here. I feel like it's about avoiding any type of conflicts at this time. You know, maybe sort of like any sort of clashes of egos, anything. I feel like especially during, if we're going through a transformative time, we want to keep the noise down to a minimum, because you know, maybe some people might have opinions about, you know, maybe you're thinking about during this phase, you know, maybe you're getting ready to take up a new, just like go under a new undertaking here, or just kind of do something that's kind of just like coming right out of left field here. And you know, and maybe people have some feelings about this thing here. You know, this is your journey, Aries. Don't worry about that. You gotta get through this thing how you gotta get through this thing, you know. But it's like how I say at the beginning, take what resonates with you and leave the rest with them. Because sometimes, you know, while you're going through this growth, you know, sometimes people might have a good idea or two, or, you know, a perspective for you to consider. But we don't want to, I feel like we don't want to get to a place where we're kind of like losing ourselves in the opinions and like all the outside influences. You know, this is coming from within, Aries. So let's get a little more clarification on that. I think I want a little bit more on that Five of Wands. Higher self, can we clarify the Five of Wands, please? Yeah, let's just get a little bit more about that. I feel like it might have to deal with possibly with some people coming in. Yeah. Okay. You got the Page of Wands here. And so, yeah, I feel like it's going to be about, yeah, just like things that are kind of like preventing this momentum here. You know, once we've kind of gotten into this death moment here, you know, this transformation, you know, we want to keep that momentum here. And if we got things that are getting in the way of this Page of Wands energy that's flipping this thing in reverse, we want to maybe just like just set up some boundaries, you know, just at least for this time, you know, while you're going through this, because death periods, the Tower, you know, Hanged Man, Devil moments, those are very vulnerable times. So you want to make good times, you know, because there's growth coming from this, but vulnerable times because there's growth coming from this. So we just want to make sure that there aren't any outside forces that are influencing, you know, that are hindering this growth. And you know what, also too, we want to make sure that mentally, you know, when I'm going back to making that Empress, you know, making sure we're self-care, make sure that your head's in the right place, you know, because sometimes if we're not right mentally, you know, if our head's kind of in a bog, or we got some, you know, this in that turmoil here, that reflects in our actions, you know, then we start making like knee-jerk reactions, and then we start becoming more reactive as opposed to being proactive. So yeah, that's where I'll leave that there, Aries. But let's get to your fourth card here, which is going to be an obstacle to overcome. So higher self, what are going to be some, what's an obstacle that Aries should be aware of at this time? Let's see, what are some hurdles that may be put in front of Aries, or some roadblocks that might come up for you at this time? Let's see what's, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about here. You got the Temperance in reverse. And so I feel like the obstacle is going to be about finding that balance in yourself, you know, finding that zen. Because the Temperance for me is a very, very balanced card here. You know, it's about finding those, getting those opposing forces and just like coming into that oneness, you know, you and your higher self, you know, however that looks. So yeah, I feel like the obstacle definitely is going to be about just finding some balance. I feel like with your energies right now, because you got major arcanas and wands so far. So yeah, I feel like, you know, higher self, you know, Buddha, God, you know, however you connect to the source. I feel like it's definitely kind of helping you along in this journey here. But yeah, let's just make sure that we're just being mindful and being intentional with how we're utilizing our energy at this time. So let's go ahead and move on to your fifth card here, which is going to be some major accomplishments. So, higher self, what is a major accomplishment that Aries can kind of look forward to at this time? Let's see. We've been putting in some work here. We got eyes on our problems. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, look at that, Aries. She was about to get a stack. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. You got the Four of Swords in reverse here. And normally this is a card like, this is a card of rest. And so I feel like the accomplishment is that if we've been feeling like we've been kind of running ourselves a little ragged for a while, it's been, we've been trying to Empress, but, going through this energy, it's just been kind of constant going, like adjusting, it seems like, this has been a tough death moment here for you. I feel like with this popping up in reverse here, I feel like the accomplishment is that rest is coming, It may have been right now, it may not feel like it, but once we start taking these steps here, all this stuff is going to flip up right here, Aries. I feel like we're going to get to a place where we can rest up. So I feel like, again, while we're doing this thing, let's get ahead of this thing. Let's start. And again, when your situation allows it. But yeah, let's try to just Empress whenever we can. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like you have to, let's say like take like a nap or like, take time off or anything along those lines. Just like taking care of yourself, could be, just something as simple as like doing some yoga, eating better, maybe going to get your nails done. However that looks, it doesn't even have to be like the biggest thing. You don't have to make a whole spa day, but just like little things, even like cleaning up around the house. You can Empress your environment. Making like having your environment like kind of how do you want your space? How do you want to feel? And then making your space look like that. So maybe that'll help get you more in this. In this space here to where we can get to our balance place where we can start getting some rest there. So because if our environment is chaotic, how could we possibly balance or even get any rest? Because we're not only just feeling our chaos now we got like, it's in our face all the time. So I hope that made sense. I feel like the rest is coming, but yeah, Empress is going to be the name of the game here, Aries. Absolutely. Let's get to your sixth card here, which is going to be what to avoid. So higher self, what are some things that Aries should avoid at this time? Let's see, what energy should we kind of look out for? Yeah, what is it that Aries should avoid? Thank you, higher self. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. You got the Four of Coins in reverse here. And so I feel like, honestly, with this energy popping up, I feel like the thing to avoid is to like, because normally with the Four of Coins, because I'm gonna have to explain this before I get to my point. It's like with the Four of Coins, this is like one of my greedy cards. This is honestly like my greediest card in the deck. And I feel like with this popping up in reverse, it's normally would be like, not being so selfish, kind of spreading the love here. But I feel like with this being something to avoid, I feel like this is saying, focus on yourself right now, Aries. You're going through something. There's a transformation happening here. And again, your energy is in a vulnerable state. So you need right now, I feel like the time is to be a little selfish. This is not a time to be like spreading yourself out too thin. I feel like, help people if you have, however that looks, wherever you're expending your energy, do it within reason, but just make sure that we're putting ourselves first, that we're remembering to take care of yourself how you would take care of others. That's intuitively what I'm getting with this thing. Let's get a little more clarification on that Four of Coins there. Higher self, can we clarify the Four of Coins, please? Yeah, let's get a little bit, just a touch more on that. I feel like there may be a little nugget in there. Okay. You got the Nine of Cups in reverse here. And this is kind of, this is sort of what I was talking about. It's like if we're not if we're giving too much of ourselves and we're not making sure to take care of ourselves in this situation here, it's going to affect our happiness, you know, because that's what the Nine of Cups upright is about. It's about getting that happiness, that fulfillment, that joy, that it's just a very loving, very, very positive energy here. And I feel like if we're not focusing on ourselves, then we're not going to be happy at the end of the day. And I don't mean it, I don't mean it in like an egotistical way where it's just like you're just like being nasty with those, like, no, I'm in a death moment right now, back off, you know, like just like a, hey, like I got a lot on my plate right now, and to have to take on your stuff too, at this moment, I don't have the capacity for it. But, you know, once I'm there, you know, I got you. But right now, I need to have me, because if you're not, and I'm speaking through you, Aries, if I'm not at my best here, how can I possibly help you? How can I help you, Empress, if I haven't Empress? Do you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. But let's get to your 7th card here, which is going to be what to embrace at this time. So higher self, what should Aries embrace at this time? What is it that, what are some energies that we should be welcoming into in our realm here? Let's see. Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. You got the 3 of Swords here. And so I feel like during this transformation here, you know, I'm not sure how this is looking like on you, but if we have some things that may have maybe there's some old wounds that are coming up in this transformation here, and I feel like maybe that's why there's been such a high, because normally when the Empress pops up, because our relationship, her and mine, it's borderline obnoxious. It's gotten better. And normally I'm just like Empress all over the place. But I feel like there's been a normal amount of Empress emphasis here, because of maybe there's something going on here, you know, what to embrace. All that to say, what to embrace is that if there's some healing that needs to be done, take that time and do it, Aries. You know, this is exactly what I was kind of talking about here. If you got some things that you're working through, work through that stuff, because if you ignore these things, that's how this death moment here turns into like a tower moment, you know, and then it gets, you know, things start to feel like it's getting out of our control. So I will say with this, and I know that's kind of a weird way to read that, but it's like you got to feel it to heal it, Aries. You know, this thing, it's, you know, if we got some stuff here, take some time, throw some Empress energy on that, because yeah, this is something. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is a heavy kind of energy. It's a card of melancholy, very somber. Yeah, just really sad kind of energy here. So that's something, yeah, embrace the fact that there's healing that needs to be done here. Especially, you know, we all got something that we're definitely can unpack, you know, then we can grow from. So just give yourself that time, Aries. Let's get on to your 8th card here, which is going to be where you can find some support. So higher self, where can Aries find some support at this during this journey here? Let's see where. Yeah, where's support coming in for you, Aries? Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. You got the 6 of Cups in reverse here. And I feel like with this energy, some support is going to be, I feel like it's going to come from you here, because I feel like with this 3 of Swords here, there's some past stuff that's going on here, because the 6 of Cups normally is a card of nostalgia, and I feel like with this, where you're going to get support is kind of letting go of the past, you know, letting go of those old kind of feelings that aren't serving us a purpose anymore, where they may have provided us, they may have served us for at one point, you know, maybe when we were in a different place here, but, you know, prior to our being in our Empress state. But now that, you know, we're going through this evolution here, I feel like it's time to, you know, those things that aren't serving us here, that is affecting our balance, you know, it might be time to, because, you know, I can't tell you what to do, Aries, but you're in a safe space here, in a judgment-free zone, and I'll come along this journey however it looks. But I feel like, something that could benefit is just like, you know, letting go of those things, because there's sometimes I feel like even with sad emotions, it's not that we look at them with a nostalgia, but I feel like it's one of those things that we stay in them, in those, like, in these kind of like, in these more so, let's say, kind of negative energies, because if we face them and and realize, if we face them and look at them for what they really are, strengths waiting to be discovered, then the next thing that we have to focus on is ourselves. And why is it that we're staying in this thing? Why is it that, why are we perpetuating these feelings, if it's not serving us a purpose? And it's not that it's for nostalgia's sake, it's just that it may even almost be like a defense mechanism. Well, I keep, well, Aries, why don't you try to take steps to get better? Three of Swords. I hope that makes sense. But, I do. I feel like it's about kind of letting go of these old ways of thinking, old ways of feeling, and kind of welcome in some fresh, more positive type of, that things that are going to raise your vibration, Aries. But let's get to your last card here, which is going to be some advice. So, higher self, what is some advice for Aries at this time? What is some advice or encouragement that we can give in Aries going into this month here? Let's see what's going on. Okay. You got the Five of Coins here. And so I feel like with this, if we are in these fields, if this has been really kind of, really been on our mind here, whatever, because again, I don't know what degree that we're working with here, but with the Five of Coins here, it's like, right now we feel like there's no hope, we're just doing our most, honestly, just to kind of get by here. And you know what, it could be, let's switch back over, because I will say with this energy, Aries, maybe, maybe things are, because when we're in it, it feels awful, depending on the degree of this, let's say this Three of Swords energy here. But I feel like if we just kind of can take this time and realize that we can find this comfort from within, and to kind of realize too, it may be to how I was saying with this Five of Wands energy, if there's been kind of like some conflicting people that have been around this place, maybe looking into finding those who do have your back. This could be a good time too to like a reevaluation just all over the place. You're focusing on you, and you're focusing on the people who have your best interest at heart, and that they're trying to help you out here. And this could be too some advice, maybe if this has been a lot for us to take on and we just need a little extra assistance, maybe just as simple as just talking this out, kind of getting an idea of like, sometimes like kind of bouncing these problems off of someone that you really trust. And again, this isn't medical advice. I wouldn't, I can barely shuffle, so I'm definitely not a doctor. But, maybe finding someone you can bounce these ideas off of, and maybe they can help bring in a fresh perspective to kind of ease this death situation along here. Because I get where when we're in it and we're told to kind of relax and take care of ourselves, that can be hard. So, yeah, that's where I'll, trust your gut on that, Aries. But I feel like there's some good stuff coming. It may feel tough right now, but I feel like there's going to be some goodness that is coming out of this. So I'll leave that there. Hopefully that made sense for you. If we liked what we heard, let's hit that thumbs up button. Share this if you know someone who has Aries in their chart, might resonate with this thing. Share it. Share the love. Let's raise that vibration, Aries. Subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notified when I release videos. I'm all up on Facebook, so definitely check me out on Facebook. And last thing, if you have any Cancer placement in your charts, know someone with Cancer placements, and you know what? Who better? If you got a Cancer who's in a good place, Cancer could probably definitely help you out with this situation. But I know that's shameless. But check out my channel, The Chariot and Friends. Yeah, it's a Cancer mainly thing, but I talk about lunar aspects and phases and all those shenanigans. So all that's in the description box below, Aries. But let me get you a surprise card so I can get you out of here. All right. Here's that Hanged Man. I don't know if we had mentioned that earlier, but here it is. And so I feel like with this popping up, Take this time, take this time, kind of rest up, get some fresh perspectives in your head. I feel like this is kind of like, this is like offering you like an opportunity to kind of get a better view of this thing, because now you've seen it, I've seen it, we've talked about it. Now what are we going to do about it? And I feel like, take this time, figure out what do you want to do about this, Aries. What are some next steps? How does an Empressed up Aries look like? How does Aries look in their best form? Because once you get your Empress energy on point, there is nothing you can't do. So yeah, I think that's like, ooh, that was a strong ending. I'm gonna leave it there, Aries. Well, stay safe out there, okay? And keep raising that vibration. And I will catch you on the next one later.